Well. It's good for us to talk about how andropause affected our marriage or was affecting our marriage at the time
And how it
and
can
how it
affect
can
yours.
affect your marriage as well.
Yes.
So, one of the things I noticed was withdrawal. I noticed that I kind of withdrew into my shell and wanted to spend more time on my own rather than how we used to be, where we can be everywhere, we can do things together every minute. And it was a struggle trying to push myself to even still be like before. And it was one of the significant things that we noticed in our marriage that was different. Also, I became quieter, like I would just observe, sit and observe and observe. Even when my wife will ask me what contribution, what do you think about this? I'll be like, just chill, man. Leave me for now. And these were driven by the hormones my body was releasing at the time. And I couldn't explain it. All I just needed was somebody to help me to understand what I was going through. And then another thing also was loss of confidence. As confident as I used to be, and I could step into anywhere with the confidence that I'm living there with what I came for. But my confidence was dealt a little bit because obviously things I couldn't understand my body was presenting, I just began to think, okay, what step will I take now? And I get embarrassed. And that's another thing, embarrassment. Imagine you with you being like that top dog, you always do things in a certain way, and your wife loves you for being like that, and all of a sudden your JT is embarrassing you halfway,
It's JT
embarrassment. JT is JT, leave it. Men, I'm sure you can understand what I'm talking about. So, embarrassment was one of the things, and until my wife actually understood it, all that embarrassment left. That's another thing. Then I used to avoid conversations. All my life I've listened, like listen, and that helped our relationship a lot. However, this time around, maybe she wants to talk about something that she's observed, this me withdrawing or me being quiet, and I just avoid the conversation. I just be like, let's talk about this later. So that was how it began to affect our marriage.
We see changes in our men
Yes.
as they get older, as they grow older. Sometimes, as a woman, your first instinct is, oh, maybe he no longer finds me attractive. Maybe he doesn't love me any longer. He's not chasing me around the house like he used to. And all of those, honestly, for me, when I found out and read up on this andropause, a lot of those questions were settled in my mind.